Hello and welcome to another Maione Magic Review. My name is Mike Maione and this is Maione Magic Reviews. But today I'm not posting a review, rather I'm posting another how-to video. I'm going to show you how to make a magic coloring book similar to this one that I use in my kiddie shows. It features pictures of me. It works just like every other magic coloring book. Flip the pages and you see only blank pages. Give a little magical gesture, snap your fingers, and sure enough, the outlines of all the pictures are visible. And maybe say the magic word or have the kids toss some colors towards you, and the pictures get completely colored as they are in this magic coloring book. Well, that's what the final book looks like. Here's a summary of the steps you'll have to take to produce one for yourself. Step 1, find or make outline drawings. Step 2, create fully colored pages. Step 3, create the insides of your coloring book. Step 4, upload the interior to a self-publishing book printer. Step 5, design and upload the cover art and order your book. And step 6, the final step, trim the pages. So let's get into it. Step 1, find or make outline drawings. I created mine from photos I took of myself. I showed you how to turn your photos into coloring sheet outlines in this video. Well, I hope it's there. If it's not, I'll put a link in the comments. You can also just buy a coloring book and use the pages from the coloring book. Get one with characters the kids like, perhaps one with SpongeBob or Star Wars or Mickey Mouse, and use those pictures. If you have drawing talent, draw your own outlines. Now, the outlines must be digitized, so if you draw on paper or take pages from a real coloring book, you'll need to scan them into your computer. In total, you will need 16 outlines for the standard size magic coloring book. That's 96 pages in total. You can make a book with more pages if you like, but you have to do it in increments of 12 pages, and you'll see why later. Now, step 2, create the fully colored pages. Once again, you have options. Option 1 is to do what I did and color each outline in Photoshop. It's a laborious task that involves making a layer for the colors, then combining it with the outline layer, and then exporting the drawing as a PNG or JPEG. I used Photoshop, but you can use any of the Photoshop alternatives that are out there, many of them free. Option 2 is simpler and takes actually less time. After you scan and save the outline drawings, grab your crayons and hand color the pictures. In some ways, this is actually better than the way I did it, because the hand-colored pages, well, they just look more like the way they would look in an actual coloring book. Once you color the outlines, scan them into your computer, because with both options, you'll need to have fully colored drawings and matching outline drawings on your computer. Make sure all of the drawings and colored pictures have a border of at least 3/4 of an inch on both sides. This way, the artwork will be completely covered by the other pages once they are trimmed. Step 3, create the inside of your coloring book. Now, the standard coloring book can be shown as if all the pages are blank, all the pages have outlines, and all the pages are fully colored. The final book will have 16 fully colored drawings, 16 outlines, and believe it or not, 64 blank pages. And they'll be arranged in repeating sets of 12 pages as follows: blank, 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 colored, colored, blank, blank, outline, outline, blank, blank, blank. Now, I include trim lines on the page on the right side of the spread so that when the book is printed, I don't get confused and I can trim the pages as needed to create the magic coloring book effect. There are 4 trimming patterns. They are as follows. Trim pattern 1. The trim line is angled. It starts at the top of the page 1/2 inch in from the right side and ends 3.5 inches from the bottom of the right edge of the page. Trim pattern 2. The trim line runs straight down the right side of the page 1/4 inch from the right edge. Trim pattern 3 is actually 2 trim lines. At the top of the page, there's an angled line that starts a ½ inch in from the right edge and ends at the right edge 3½ inches from the top. The second line, also angled, starts at the bottom ½ inch in from the right edge and goes up 3½ inches to the right edge. Trim pattern 4. The trim line is angled and starts at the bottom of the page ½ inch in from the right side and ends 3½ inches from the top at the right edge of the page. In each set of 12 pages, the trim pattern is as follows. On page 1, trim pattern 1. On pages 3, 7, and 11, trim pattern 2. On page 5, trim pattern 3. On page 9, trim pattern 4. Now, I know that seems very confusing. It took me a long time to figure it out, and so I'm sure I lost a few of you at this point, and you're saying, this is not a project I want to get involved in, but maybe you do, and I'll tell you why. I created a guide and a template for you to use if you like. All you have to do is send me an email if you're interested, and I'll send you a 96-page template, which is a PDF, with the trim lines right there already included. All you have to do is drop in your pictures. Send your request to mike@mikemaione.com. Make sure to put coloring book in the subject line. Now, whether you decide to produce the interior of your coloring book in Adobe InDesign, which I use, Word, or any other publishing program, all 96 pages have to be assembled into a single PDF, which you will upload to a self-publishing printer. Double check to make sure you've followed the layout as I have described it and provided in the template. Step 4, upload the interior to a self-publishing book printer and download a cover template. I use Lulu to print my books. It takes a little bit of practice and patience to upload to their site, so I'll take you through the steps. Click on Create a Project. Select Print Book. Select Print Your Book, insert title, select the language and the category. Select Upload and navigate to your prepared PDF. You'll get a confirmation that the upload was successful. Indicate that the book will be printed in color. Book paper type is white and the binding is to be paperback. Indicate the cover finish and download a template for your cover. The template that they provide and you download is made specifically for the number of pages, the size of the book, and the paper you've selected. So, design the cover for your book to fit the downloaded template. Before you order, review the book completely. Then, in a few weeks, you'll receive your book ready to be trimmed. We're up to the last step, step 6. Time to trim the pages. Now, follow the trim instructions I previously outlined. If you sent for my template and included the trim lines in the artwork you uploaded, you can use the printed lines as a guide. You will need some tools for trimming the 96 pages. You'll need a metal straight edge, a ruler will do. You'll need some thin cardboard, not corrugated. I use Priority Mail flat rate envelopes. They're perfect. You'll also need a cutting tool. Almost any will do. I use a single edge razor blade. When you trim, you'll use the cardboard to keep from cutting the page behind the page you're trimming and press just hard enough to cut a single sheet clear through. Keep in mind that the printed trim lines are not always exactly where you want them to be when the book is printed. You may need to make some minor adjustments to make sure you cut them correctly. Refer to the trim patterns and adjust. You will have to trim the line completely. You don't want to leave any of the black or light gray line. You need to trim the line completely, so make sure you do. Well, when all the trimming is done, if you follow the directions, you should have your very own and very original magic coloring book. I know it's a big project, but I hope you'll give it a try. And if you do, I hope you'll let me know in the comments how you make out. So, that is it for this Maione Magic Review DIY project. If you enjoyed it, well, give us a thumbs up and let me know what you think about our reviews in the comments, and especially what you think about this project. Please share the video with your magical friends, especially those who like to make their own magic props. And if you haven't already done so, well, please subscribe. And when you do, hit that little bell icon. This way you'll be notified the next time I post a review or a DIY project. And if you're in the market for some unique and original magic, well, check out my store at MikeMaione.com. So that is it until next time. So until next time, well, have fun making magic happen.